This video is made for entertainment purposes only and it is not meant to hurt anyone in any way, form, or fashion. Everything in this video is alleged and everything in this video is true as well. I did my research and I hope you all enjoy this video. I might have forgot a couple of things that was supposed to be included in this video that happened in the movie, but I provided all the information that I really could. So I really hope you all enjoy this video. I love you all. Thank you and bye-bye. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome to another fantastic episode of DDTS, episode 369. I'm back with another video. Thank y'all for joining me today. I hope y'all are doing wonderful on this wonderful Monday. I'm sitting outside today enjoying the natural air and breeze. I'm basically having me a cup of coffee and just vibing. And I said, you know what? Let me come out here and record this content. Let me come out here and make this wonderful content outside. I hope y'all have had a wonderful weekend, and I'm hoping that y'all have a blessed week, a blessed day, and many, many other fantastic positivity days to come. If you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell so you will get notified when I have new content available. This video is not no hot gossip, not no hot tea, but I think this video is going to be another review, not by this whole movie, but by this scene in this movie. The movie that I'm going to talk about, a lot of you probably have saw it, a lot of you probably have not. But if you have saw this movie, and if you have heard of this movie, and if you have grown up in a household and in a community that I did, the black community, and if you have watched a lot of the black 90s classic movies, you would know exactly where I'm coming from. Shout out to a fellow YouTuber and / my cousin. Shout out to my cousin. Shout out to The Truth TV. He is my cousin. He is another YouTuber that has inspired me, and he is truly one of the best. He's actually gave me so many wonderful ideas, so much wonderful advice, so much wonderful tips to just, navigate and how to do my content. Actually, if it wasn't for The Truth TV, I wouldn't even know how to do my thumbnails if it wasn't for him, because he's actually taught me how to do my thumbnails. I had other friends that told me how to do it as well, and I really appreciate that. But The Truth TV, he actually, he basically gave me some wonderful advice, and we actually talked about a bunch of stuff. And we also talked about a bunch of ideas, and how and what things that we could cover. I look up to The Truth TV, my cousin, for a great amount of things. And I look up to him, and I say he's one of my inspirations in my family, because he basically puts his passion and he basically points out everything that was in classic movies, that we first saw when we were much younger, when we were little, that we didn't even pay attention to. Don't y'all think it's kind of ironic, like when you watch a movie and, whatever happens in the movie, you don't be thinking about the plot twist. You don't be thinking about the plot twist. You don't be thinking about, oh, this happened. Hell, you just be happy that a good movie on. You just happy that we is on screen. You happy that we as black peoples is shining and is on the big screen. We don't think about the plots of what's going on when the movie first come out, when we first watch it when we were little. But then as we get older, as we become young adults, as we become grown, we then realize, like, damn, we watching this movie, and then whatever scene come on, and then you be like, damn, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't think of it like that. I didn't think of it like this. I didn't think of it like that. It's like, damn, when I was little, I had no idea. But as, you get older, you realize, like, damn, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't see it that way. I should have thought about it, but hell, we were little. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But yeah. But actually, I thought of this yesterday. I saw it on Facebook. I know I saw it on Instagram, and I kept watching this scene. I'm going to see if I can put a clip. I'm going to put a clip in. I'm going to put a clip in this video, okay? I'm going to put a clip in this, and I'm going to let y'all watch it. And I'm going to put the person's name where I got this clip from, so they can get their flowers, so they can get their recognition, so they can get their credit, because I really do believe that we as content creators, when we get somebody's, when we use somebody's content, I really feel if you cannot get in touch with them, if you cannot message them, DM them, or get in touch with them, or message them or get up to them, I really feel like, because I've been doing this lately, and I don't know, is it plagiarizing? I don't know, is it copyright issues? I really don't know. But I really feel whoever's content that you'll use, it doesn't matter if it's a picture, a clip, or anything, put that person's name down and give them their credit. They might not get tagged. The tag might not go through, but even though if it does not go through, please put their names down so they can get their recognition, so they can get their flowers, so they can get their credit. Because I really feel if it wasn't for that person that had that content, that had that clip you were looking for, we wouldn't have gotten this far. So that's exactly what I'm going to try to do. But the scene that I'm going to talk about in the movie that I'm going to talk about today, I'm not going to talk about the whole movie. I'm just going to talk about this one scene. I'll probably be doing more videos on The Players Club, one of my favorite movies, because I grew up watching this movie. The Players Club and Set It Off, those was one of my favorite movies when I was real little. I was like 3 and 4 years old watching these movies. But now let's get into it. So I'm going to be talking about this one scene in The Players Club. For those of you that have watched The Players Club, and for those of you that grew up watching The Players Club, that knows that The Players Club is an iconic classic, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all this. So y'all, let me ask y'all something for the peoples that watch The Players Club. Do y'all remember the scene after Diamond was dancing to "It Seems Like You're Ready"? Y'all remember? Well, there might be a copyright, I don't know. But y'all remember the part after Diamond got done dancing to "Seems Like You're Ready"? Okay, so after that scene, she walks into her apartment and she cuts the light on. She's like, "Ooh, you scared me, Lance." And Lance was like, "I want to go out tonight." And Diamond, aka Lisa Ray's character, was like, "But what you doing sitting in the dark? It's dark in here." She was like, and he was like, "Your cousin let me in." And so, they was basically having a little back and forth, but it wasn't too outrageous. And so once they had they back and forth, and once they had their little, altercation when it's big, you got Ebony. Monica Calhoun is her real name. You got Ebony, who is Diamond's cousin, coming in with a t-shirt. You got her coming in with a t-shirt and some white drawers on. Some white drawers. We're gonna call them drawers. And like she just got out the shower. And Lisa Ray character, Diamond, which is Ebony's cousin, gonna ask her, "Don't you think you need to put some clothes on?" And Ebony was like, "For who? Lance? He ain't nobody." And then Lance was like, And then he was staring. The thing was, y'all probably didn't pay no attention to this, but I did. Lance was staring at Monica Calhoun's behind. He was basically staring at her butt. He was basically staring at her ass. like literally at her ass. And so they had me curious, and they had me, that basically rung a bell in my head. It basically rung a bell in my mind. And it basically told me, like, pause. Me being little watching this movie, I didn't think of it. I was just happy to watch a good movie. But now that I done got older, I done saw a lot of things that is really coming together that has made sense to me. One of those things is this, and I came to realization. If y'all have watched the movie, you will find out later in line and later on in the movie that Ronnie hires this dude that's basically liked it getting private dances and a lap dance from Diamond. I think his name was Rory, and basically he followed her to her apartment. And it basically was a scary experience. And I think he was stalking her. And luckily she got in the house safely, but he was still trying to get in. I believe I think Ronnie and Trix set that up. But I don't think Trix did it, but I think Ronnie set that up. And with that being said, when that experience happened, you got Diamond trying to basically run in her apartment and go to her room. So when she goes to her room, who do she finds in her bed? She finds her cousin Ebony with Diamond's boyfriend Lance, the boyfriend that you saw sitting in the kitchen in the dark, saying that he wanted to go out. He was staring at Ebony's ass. So that basically takes me back to that scene what I was telling you about when he was sitting in the dark. And this is what I wanted to say. I believe, I could be wrong, but allegedly I could be wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. I believe Lance and Ebony, I believe they been messing around. I think that they messed around that night that Diamond came in, that Lance was sitting in the kitchen, that Ebony took that shower, put on that white shirt, put on them white drawers, came up in there to get her something to drink or whatever it was that she was getting. I think the analogy and I think the plot was this. So when Diamond was dancing at the Players Club, when she was at the Players Club doing what she do, y'all saw the movie. For those of you that saw the movie, y'all know the movie. So this is my plot and this is my analogy. I could be wrong, but this is my plot, this is my analogy, this is my video. Put it in the comments if I'm right or wrong. Y'all can voice y'all opinion on here, but let's just put it like this. So let's just put it out there. So this is my plot, this is my analogy, if I'm saying it right. Diamond was at the Players Club. Diamond was at the Players Club doing what she does, dancing. So Ebony was not there that night. So this is my thing. Ebony was at home. Lance was at home. They was together. So what happens? Lance basically was checking out Ebony. Ebony was basically checking out Lance. But if you could see on later on in the movie when Lisa Ray character, Diamond and Ebony got into it because she caught her cousin Ebony in the bed with her boyfriend, you can basically tell that Diamond was mad. You can hear Diamond say, "You know what? I'm not going to be mad at you because you a hoe. I knew you was a hoe before you came up here. And I never should have brought Lance around you. That was my fault. Why, Ebony? Why?" Later on in the scene, you will basically, later on in the movie, if you watch it, you will later see. So this is my thing. While Diamond was at the Players Club, Ebony and Lance, they was getting reacquainted. But when you think about it, when Diamond first introduced Ebony to Lance, when Ebony first came down to the house, you should have seen the way that Lance was looking at Ebony. He was smiling at her and everything. And Ebony made a little smile. Maybe it was to be nice, but this is my thing. When Diamond was at the Players Club, doing her work and stuff, dancing and stuff, getting those tips and stuff, this and that and the third, Ebony and Lance was getting finished acquainted, right? So what do you think happened? So this is what I think happened. Once they would get done acquainted, they had a conversation, they started talking, and you know how men and women are. They start that flirtatiousness, and then what happened? They end up messing around. So what do you think happened? So after they get done messing around, they have plenty of time to remove the evidence off them. So what happens? Lance probably puts on the same clothes that he had on before him and Ebony started, messing around. So what does Ebony do? Ebony does the ladylike thing. She takes a shower, puts on a t-shirt, puts on some drawers, and then come in the kitchen, with some exposure. And her cousin, Diamond, was like, don't you think you need to put some clothes on for who Lance? He ain't nobody. When Ebony responded that to Diamond, that made me think right there. That made me thought right there. This ain't the first time she been doing this. This ain't the first time Ebony has been doing this in front of Lance. Her and Lance probably was already messing around all those times when Ebony was not at the club. I'm just basically being honest. So I really feel that Ebony and Lance was messing around when Diamond was at their Players Club that night. And that night, when that crazy dude was trying to chase her and attack her and trying to get in her house, they was in the bed then because Diamond caught them. And then what happened? When Diamond caught them, she basically tried to attack Ebony, but then she got Lance. And then Lance was trying, you know how some of these men are. You know how these men is. You know how some of these men is. They try to make excuses for themselves why they did what they did, why they slept with the woman, why they slept with the woman or who they slept with. They try to make excuses. He trying to, Lance gonna lie his way out and say, Ebony, she had a crook in her neck. She said she had a crook in her neck and I was just trying to help her get it out. You don't help nobody get no damn crook out their damn neck being in another person's bed with no damn clothes on. Come on now. I'm not Boo-Boo the Fool. I'm not Boo-Boo the Fool. And this the thing. You know that saying. If the dog bites you the first time, it's the dog's fault. But if the dog bites you the second time, it's your fault. Because you allow that dog to bite you multiple times. Because I feel like this. When that dog was biting you, you must have liked it. And you must have liked the bites from that dog. So you know what? You kept going back to that dog. And that dog kept biting you. And guess what? You get tired of them dog bites. Because you know what that dog was all about before you got with him. So this is how I see that. But y'all, what I'm about to do now, I'm about to put up this clip. Actually, I'm going to put up those two clips that I'm talking about if I can find them, okay? If I can't find the clips, I'll put up the pictures, okay? Okay, let's get to it. Hey y'all, welcome back. So I put in the clip of when Ebony was walking through the house, nothing but a shirt and her drawers, her panties or whatever you want to call it. And this the thing with me. See, when I was little, if you ever noticed, if you was young like I was watching this movie, like a kid or a beginner teenager, this and that and the third. This the thing with me. When I was little, I didn't even think about the plots of this movie. I didn't even think about the realizations. But now that I'm older, I've really can elaborate, can grasp on this, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. In the grasp and the elaboration that I'm gonna elaborate on is number one, Diamond. I would have checked your cousin. You should have checked your cousin right then and there. Because number 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, hell yeah. I've been watching Sesame Street for a long damn time. I know my numbers. But number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Diamond, you should have checked your cousin right there. Because your cousin don't have no business or reason to come through there decent exposure with no pants on, no nothing. Especially she is around your man. If somebody came around my significant other dressed like they done lost their damn mind, best believe I'ma check them right then and there. Because number 1, you in my house. Number 2, you gonna respect my house. Number 3, if you ain't paying no damn bills, you don't have no damn right to come through my house the way you be coming through with all that this and that. I would have checked Ebony. I would have checked her. I would have let her ass have it. Because you do not come around. Ain't no woman or even no man supposed to come. Ain't no woman supposed to come around no man in no shirt, no t-shirt and drawers. And ain't no man supposed to come around a woman or this and that and the third in they boxes like they own the damn place. Especially they ain't paying no damn bills. Because number 1, that's disrespectful. Because you do not do that. They're stirring up trouble. That's basically saying, oh, yes, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to make sure I get on. That's the number 1 code of, oh, I'm about to take your man. Oh, I'm about to take your woman. Oh, you ain't finna have him no more tonight. Oh, you ain't finna have her no more. I'm finna basically take your man. I'm finna take your significant other. I'm about to take whoever you with. They ain't going to be yours no more. That's what that represents to me. Diamond should have checked her right then and there, because ain't no way a member like this should be coming through there like that. And plus, when he said her cousin let him in, Ebony let Lance in. So what does that tell you? I could be wrong now, but I believe they was messing around before Diamond caught them in their bed that time. And she basically took her gun and she was gonna bust a cap in both of them. Ebony ran in the bathroom all scared, this and that and the third. She knew she was wrong. But when I was little, I did not think of this. But now that I'm older, I finally see the realization. Now that we are grown, I can say this, and this is just my opinion. Again, shout out to my cousin, The Truth TV, and the wonderful content creator. He has inspired me so much. Basically, this is dedicated to him because I just want, if he watches this video, I want to see how I did. But I've been wanting to do this since yesterday, but I didn't get to do it yesterday because I had left and went somewhere. But let's come to realization. A lot of people will say this and that is the villain. This and that is the villain. This and that is this. This and that is that. Let me tell you something. I can tell you a couple of things right now in the movie that was wrong and that shouldn't have went the way it went. Okay, let me tell you something. Number 1, Diamond should have checked Ebony for walking around in her drawers and t-shirt in front of her man. Number 2, Diamond had every suspicion and she had every right to beat the hell out of Ronnie. Because not only did Ronnie have Ebony is the main reason Ebony got raped, but Ebony also victimized Diamond as well. Diamond is also a victim in Ronnie's expense. Because remember, they was at a party and I think Diamond was drugged and basically Ronnie basically took advantage of Diamond. You know that scene. Y'all know they talked about that, like what Ebony told Diamond. I know what happened between you and Ronnie. Yeah, they told me. But in that scene, what I just said, these quotes needs to be heard for a bunch of peoples. Some of us got to use to get what we want. Now that quote is from Ebony. Some of us got to use what we got to get what we want. And Diamond's quote was, don't make the money, don't let it make you. And those are real quotes, and people is still using them quotes to this very day. I'm sorry if I'm skipping around, but that's just how I see the whole situation. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's just how I see it. Now, I can tell you who's the villains. Not only did Ronnie victimize Diamond, but Ronnie is also the main reason that Ebony got raped, essayed. And what do you think if Ronnie was a real friend? This how I can tell Ronnie was a snake in the grass. This how I can tell Ronnie was a snake in the grass. And this how I can tell Ronnie and Trix was a snake in the grass. Especially Ronnie. Why would you basically set Ebony up to come to this party? And Ronnie had the nerve to say other dancers supposed to be coming. All it was men's dancing as Junior's bachelor party. I knew it was a T for trouble, D for disaster. When when Junior basically went in Ebony's room, she was like, this not this type of party. She was just getting changed. So basically, when Junior shut that door and locked it, cut off that light, you knew what was going to happen. Junior, who is Ronnie's brother, basically SA'd her, beat her, and raped her, and left her for probably, left her unalive status. And if Diamond haven't found Ebony, no telling what would have happened. If Blue and Diamond haven't found Ebony, no telling what would have happened. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This how I can tell this. How I can tell Ronnie was a snake in the grass and she wasn't a real friend to Ebony. Yes, she might have taught her a couple of things, but she just taught her the troublesome things. If I get my words mixed up. If Ronnie was a good friend to Ebony, she would have called the police. She would have done everything she can to help Ebony. But what do her brother do? What do she do and her brother do? They leave the scene. Oh, she was like, what did you do to her? What did you do to her? What's wrong with you? Why you do that to her? That ain't no real friend. That's a friend that's a backstabber. That's a snake, pretty much. It's a lot of villains in that movie. But in the end, Diamond got her revenge on Ronnie. She basically beat the mess out of Ronnie. Ronnie got her like 1 or 2 licks in, but Diamond beat the mess out of Ronnie. The person that plays Ronnie in the Players Club, she did an interview a couple of years back, maybe it was a year ago. She basically describes how that fight scene was. I'm going to actually put that scene up on this video. I'm going to actually put that little clip of that video up on this video. And honestly, y'all, this the tea. in real life, that really was not supposed to happen. Like, they really was fighting in real life, because I think the thing was they was both young, and, you know, they both wanted the competition. They both wanted, you know, the spotlight. So in reality, at first, they did not like each other, this and that and the third. But the fight turned left when they was rehearsing. But it's a lot of tea behind it. But I'm going to put that in the video. But, yeah. So as this video comes to an end, I'm gonna put that scene that I just told y'all about, that interview, in this video, and I'm gonna put it in my description box as well, just in case it does not get to make it on the screen. But that will be the video for today, and that's my opinion about Ebony and Diamond and Lance. So what do you guys think of this whole situation? Put it in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. And I will be back with another video as soon as possible. Again, shout out to my cousin, to my fellow YouTuber, supporter, subscriber, The Truth TV. Be sure to subscribe to his channel, and be sure to watch a lot of his videos if you like the type of content that he does. You truly will get entertained. You truly will enjoy it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video. I love y'all, and see y'all soon. Thank you and love you. Bye-bye.
But here's the thing. So we had choreographed the whole fight, and she ended up pushing me into a mirror, and I hit my head. That was not supposed to happen, and so the blood came out my mouth, but it wasn't supposed to come out then. I was holding a pellet in my mouth. I was supposed to bust it at a certain time, but when she did that, I was like, "Oh, bitch, it's a blood!" It was like some blood came out. I was like, "Oh, that's what we doing." So I got up immediately and like grabbed her, and like if you look back at the movie, and I pushed her, and then I pushed her down, and Q was like, hey, that's not how that shit's supposed to go. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Shit just got real. We gotta rewind this shit. I gotta watch it again.
I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." You know.
I ain't know that bitch was 50-50.
So it just, but I think that's just, without the proper, I guess, training, and I was new, she was new, and so shit happens, you know what I'm saying? And it just went down the way, and I was like, hey, I was very reactive.
Y'all both embraced the role.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So that fight was not supposed to go like that. But it was tension built up, because the other scene, when I say I run this motherfucker and I put my finger in her face, that wasn't like that. That wasn't written in there at all. And what I told Cube is I was like, I don't want her to like rehearse with me. I don't want us to go through this scene, because I want her to be hella uncomfortable when I walk up on her. And that was what made it believable. Because anything we rehearsed, it was too rehearsed. She would just be really like, "Oh, well, girl, don't back up off me, girl." And I was like, I don't want that. Like, I want it to be like, the hell? So I just ran up on her and was like, "I run this motherfucker," and put my finger in her face. And she was like, "Oh, nah." You know what I'm saying? So all of that is real. It's almost like, oh my God, I can't believe she put her finger in my face. So it was a tension there.
Fuck the script. Fuck the script.
That's